you know, I would say good morning. But unfortunately for me, it is almost 2. And I'm just now getting out of bed. So I figured, why not have you get ready with me for the day? To bed rot. We got a little festive mug for the morning with some black chai tea. Well, chai means tea, but you know what I mean. We're gonna light a candle today. You know, set the mood right. We got a mango sunrise. But yeah, I figured we can have a cozy little morning dinosaur discussion together and get ready together. Figured maybe you guys would like that, because I know I would like that. We're gonna keep the blanket on because it's cold, and even though the thermostat's in my room, I can't really mess with it. You know how parents are. Unless you're Batman, then I guess you don't really know how parents are, but that's besides the point. I'm thinking today we're going to do kind of just like one of my everyday looks. I don't really switch it up that much, but when I do, it just really depends on if I'm going out somewhere where I need to look less emo. So we're just gonna do something normal, natural, you know, for me, and we could do my hair and just have a jolly good time together. In my last video, we talked about the Spinosaurus, and if you guys couldn't tell by that video, I'm in love with the Spinosaurus, and me and the Spinosaurus go way back. As much as I would love to talk about the Spinosaurus today, we're not going to. I figure I'll make more videos about the Spinosaurus later on, and obviously I will reference the Spinosaurus in a lot of my videos, but for now, I'm gonna try and be more cautious about it so that we could talk about all these other dinosaurs. Side note, if you've ever had braces, you know what these are. They are the little like rubber bands for like your hooks. And I've had my braces off since September. It is now November. And I haven't had the heart to get rid of these yet. I am kind of a hoarder, and what if I need them one day? And sometimes my hair's short enough that I can use them as little hair ties. So might as well keep them. But to get more on topic, I'm thinking we're going to talk about, I know exactly what we're talking about. I wrote it down. And I'm sorry if I butcher the name. Okay, I'm not a scholar, okay? It's the parasaurolophus. We're just gonna call it a para for this video to make it easier on me and on you guys, because if you couldn't tell from my other video, I basically have a speech impediment. I went to speech therapy as a kid. It did not work. I cannot speak. And when I get into talking about the things that I like, it gets worse because my brain stops trying to correct itself, and it's just like, oh, we need to talk about this now. We're gonna do our makeup first, and then we're gonna do our hair. But I think the para is I think it's either like my second or my third favorite dinosaur. I think they're pretty unique. I love their little, like, their crest that they got going on. The para was first discovered back in 1920. If you see me looking down, I have my notes right here. But it was first discovered back in 1920, and surprisingly it was found in Canada. So I guess Canada is good for 2 things: Justin Bieber and the parasaurolophus. The parasaurolophus. Oh, and maple syrup. And hockey. I take back the Justin Bieber thing. But yeah, it was discovered by this person named William Parks. And unlike, I know I'm gonna bring it up, unlike the Spinosaurus, because the Spinosaurus, its first like fossils and stuff were discovered and unfortunately were bombed during World War II and lost. That's unfortunate. They couldn't help it. I mean, they could have. The museum director outright like refused to move the fossils and stuff, but it's whatever. So the name for this dinosaur, parasaurolophus, blah blah blah. The para, okay, means a few things, but as I know it, it just means like beside crusted lizard, which most dinosaur names will end in lizard. It's just how it works. Its genus, I don't know how to pronounce its genus, but it basically means duck-billed. If you look at any picture of them, you will understand what it means by duck-billed. And the more and more we go into this topic about this dinosaur, they have quite a lot in common with ducks, actually, which is a crazy thing to say, that a dinosaur and a duck have a lot in common. But when you open your mind up like I have, things start connecting. The pieces of the puzzle will fit, okay? But it means duck-billed, and they are probably one of the most unique looking dinosaurs in my opinion, just from their crest alone, you know? They lived in what is now known as Western North America, which is pretty cool, pretty local, as if I know where I live. Trying to look for my concealer, but if I can't find it, then I might just end up using my BB cream as my base for today, which is fine. I prefer using it anyway because it's more lightweight and I like when my freckles show. Yeah, it lived in what was now known as Western North America and possibly Asia, but that was like during the late Cretaceous period. When I was doing my research about this dinosaur, I didn't really see a lot of a lot of like Asia like connections with it, so it's still like a theory out there. This herbivore was a herbivore, if you guys didn't know, was about 30 feet long and about 5 metric tons. So it was pretty large for, you know, a dinosaur at that time. It was a pretty large herbivore. They're actually classified as large herbivores. Their back hind legs, and also used their front and back hind legs together for mobility purposes. And I think that's a pretty cool like trait to have as a dinosaur. Me personally, I also think, I know I'm gonna bring it up, but the Spinosaurus, I also think it was, you know, both bipedal and quadruped, but I haven't really looked too much into that. That's more of like a fan theory myself. And nothing's wrong with having a little fan theory. Also, have you guys heard about the like, so I use this. It's like a face powder, and it's the air spun loose face powder. But a lot of people have like problems against it. And honestly, I just kind of ignore it because I like the way it smells. It reminds me of a grandma, and if I could be a dinosaur loving grandma, I will be. But I just put it in the cap and I use a little powder buff, but I feel like most people do that anyway. But there's a lot to get into about this dinosaur and all the dinosaurs I'm going to talk about in my videos. And I'm not just going to talk about dinosaurs on my videos. I'm going to talk about history and all that fun stuff that we can get into together, but that's going to be for a later date. For now, I'm just going to talk about the subject that I know best, which is dinosaurs. More some than others. I'm pretty biased, so I talk about my favorite dinosaurs first, then I'll get into the ones that I'm like, they could chill with us, it's fine. But yeah, so these dinosaurs come from a diverse family of large late Cretaceous, like, what are they called? Like ornithropods, which basically they're just known for their like bizarre like head ornaments. So like the crests on these dinosaurs fall under that category. And yeah, so there's like a whole bunch of different species of this dinosaur. There's like at least 3 main ones. I can't name them off the top of my head, but they all have like very unique and like distinguished like head crests, which are pretty cool. Now these crests were kind of, you know, theorized to be used for many different things. There's this one theory I read online that it was used for an aquatic purpose. And that theory didn't go anywhere, not even in the like the paleontologist like world, because it's just not really heard of, you know, especially with this dinosaur. Oh, I found one. But yeah, these crests have a lot of theories behind them as to what they were used for. I think the crests were used for communication, and you're gonna hear that a lot with other theories too, because I think that's the right theory. You know, that's a bit strong on camera, but I promise it's not that bad. We're gonna cover it with powder anyway. It's more of like an underpainting type situation. But do you guys also do under your chin? Because I do. But I mean, and I like doing my nose a little, just to give it a little bit of a darker look to it. But yeah, I think it was mainly used for communication. But some other like thoughts on what it was used for is communication and also like improved hearing. Like this place, some weird stuff happens around here. I mean, it was used a lot for, well, they think it was used a lot for communication and for improved hearing. It's also thought that it changed a lot with age. Reaching sexual maturity was a big thing with their crests and how it appeared. And then also it was dependent on gender. So this is where that duck kind of correlation comes back. Just like how male ducks are more vibrant and seen as more pretty than female ducks, and same with other birds. This happens with like other birds too, but I'm just referencing ducks because I mean its genus basically means duck-billed, so we're gonna reference ducks. Anywho, yeah, so like depending on gender, their crests would appear differently, like how female paras, they had smaller crests. And then male ones, I'm assuming theirs were bigger and more colorful. Yeah, I went through a period growing up where I felt like I needed to wear eyeliner and makeup every day to school, or else I'd feel ugly. But that's not the case. You know, you don't need makeup to be pretty. You can use it to feel pretty. I mean, no one's saying that you can't, you know? And honestly, I think of makeup as a form of art and a form of self-expression. And if you want to wear makeup, wear makeup. Don't let people tell you that you look better without it, or like you shouldn't wear it because, you know, it's taken away from something. You could do what you want. That's kind of, people need to realize that you can do what you want. Okay, enough on that little rant. So these dinosaurs ate plants. As their name, like, you know, as their name, herbivore, like, explains, they eat plants, so they're plant eaters. But the cool thing about these plant eaters, and same with others, but especially these ones, so they would grind up their food in their mouths, and if something were to happen to their tooth, their teeth were continuously, like, replaced. They had hundreds of teeth. Like, think of it as a shark situation. They had teeth, like, settled under, like, their other teeth, and only a few of their teeth were used at a time. So it wasn't really like they were constantly, that one's a bit higher than that one, but we don't care. No one's gonna be looking at me. It was constantly replaced. So yeah, like a shark, how they have multiple rows of teeth, these ones sat underneath their teeth. At least that's what I'm under the understanding of. But yeah. Another cool thing about their crests were they would, like, emit a low frequency to, like, warn others of danger, which is pretty cool. I mean, I would have loved to hear all these animals communicating with each other, you know? Like, I don't think it was ever quiet back then. Like, there's probably always some form of noise going on, whether that be just, like, chirping from insects or loud dinosaur sounds coming from, like, carnivorous dinosaurs. But no one really talks about the sounds of herbivores. I personally think it would be cute if these ones made a honking sound. I think they did. When I tell people that, they don't really see the vision like I do. I think it would just be cute for them to make a honking sound, not like a duck quack, but like a goose, like, honk. I think it would make sense, you know? But these things were pack animals. Now, a fun thing with, like, pack animals is, if you think to, like, the Utah raptor, at least I think the Utah raptor was, like, a pack animal. I'm not too keen on the Utah raptors, but like raptors and other carnivorous animals that roamed in packs, they mainly did that for, like, a societal, like, hierarchy thing, and they would hunt in packs to make it easier to take down larger prey. But these herbivores, they were in packs, and, like, obviously it'd be more of a familiar thing, like a family group of these things would just be roaming around, and they weren't really known for, like, violence. They didn't really have, like, a big means of protecting themselves except for being in herds, and that would kind of deter larger predators, which I think that's pretty cool. Like, you don't need to solve everything with violence. Like, this just, like, proves that, like, in big groups you're more safe. It's why us women go to the bathroom together. Little known secret. No, we perform rituals in there together. Don't listen to me. Now, whenever I put eyelash glue on my eyelash, I also put it on my actual eye, because it helps it to stay on longer. And half of the time when I do these, they'll stay on. I could sleep with these on and like we're good. So I have one on, and I'm gonna add on this other one in a little bit while I wait for the stuff to kind of get tacky. I'm gonna add blush because I totally forgot about that. Sometimes I don't even wear, oh, that's a lot. That's too much. Sometimes I don't really like wearing it because I don't know, I kind of like the dead look. Kind of like looking like I have no blood in my body. But this stuff is kind of good, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of wet blushes. I just think they blend kind of weird, and then this one's really not my color though. It's a bit too rosy. I like more of like a brownish, like darker blush. If I were to wear any blushes, that's how I would do it. But see, and this one's kind of like, it's streaky. It's like eating up at my base, which is bothering me, but it's fine. But I mean, I know I said I was gonna do my hair as well, but I kind of figured I would say that for a different video, kind of like a how I do my hair, because I have really short hair. I style my hair in a very particular way when I do it. So I feel like it'd be a fun video to make to show you guys how like I do it. All that's really left is the lips, and then we're done. You know, I filmed this one a little bit quicker than my last one. I mean, my last one did also come out to 30 minutes before editing it. So I feel like that's gonna be the case with this one. I'm gonna use, this is like a NYX lip pencil, and it's in the color Goal Getter. I normally don't go for this shade, but I figured we could do a cute little like lip with it today. So we're gonna have it like that. And then I was gonna use this one, where is it? Where is it? I was gonna use this one like nude, like this brown, oh, found it. It's like a brownish, like nude color. That kind of makes it look like I am dead. But I don't know. I've been really liking it. And then topping it off with this like Burt's Bees. It's in shade 60 Smooch, but it's kind of like the Red Dahlia color that was really popular a little bit ago. But just using that as a gloss. But I really do need to do my hair though. It's kind of looking like a Lego piece. But I think we could live with that. I think we could live with that today. Also, side note, I found my other blush, the one that I like using, because it's more of like a muted color. But I figured today I will wear my glasses because your girl has been blind and she needs to start wearing them more. But I think I'm gonna stop it here. And thank you guys for coming back to my little channel, my little internet diary, where I can be open and vent about dinosaurs in history and not feel judged. Because if you're watching this, then you're obviously also maybe into dinosaurs and other weird nerdy stuff that I'm into. This light is bothering me, and it's probably bothering you too. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if it's nighttime, I hope you have a wonderful night. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers. Goodbye.